Good morning, everyone. This is the Town of Dyer show, the Town of Dyer podcast. We are broadcast live here on WJOB. I believe we're on the YouTubes. But for those folks that are going to catch up later on, this is being recorded on November 26th, 2025, the day before Thanksgiving. My name is Bob Starkey, and I'm the Town Council President in wonderful Dyer. With me today is our Town Manager Dave. He's here with me today. I have a couple housekeeping things that I want to get through first. Again, for those folks that are listening today or tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, right before Thanksgiving here. Leaf pickup is continuing. They've Public Works is out there. I think they have several trucks out there just about all the time picking up leaves, especially after the win from overnight. That's going to be something that continues for.
Can I add something to that?
Yeah.
You're
the boss, man.
Leaf pickup is some things that are optional. Some towns do it, some towns don't. We've done it for a long time, and it does take a lot of manpower to do that. But I did see the other day on social media that our crews got picked apart for being late or behind the schedule. Take into consideration that when our crews put out a routine schedule for maintenance for leaves and branch pickups, when you have 4 water main breaks and 12 inches of snow in the same week, that routine schedule is going to be off a little bit. So cut them a little bit of slack, and they will get back around to it. So
that's one thing that I've always advocated for. We have around 17,000 people in town. About 6,800 homes, I believe, addresses somewhere around there. And we've got just shy of 100 employees in town. Now, that's not 100 Public Works employees. That's everyone. That's Public Works, police, fire, parks, our staff. So we run a really lean crew. And I always tell folks, when something out of the ordinary happens, just have a little patience. If you could do that. Our first priority, certainly, like you had mentioned, if there was a water main break on Calumet Avenue last week sometime, our first priority of a town is to fix that water main break. And if the leaves have to go, if the leaf pick up, the branch pick up, if some of those have to, wait an hour, wait a day, wait a few days. That's fine. That's fine. We have a great crew over there, and I didn't see those posts on Facebook, but sometimes I try to stay away from it because Facebook can be pretty rough, and we have a great crew that
Facebook, the leading seller of blood pressure medicine.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Whatever medication I take for blood pressure is completely negated by the time I get on Facebook. But again, this is the Town of Dyer show. We're being recorded on Wednesday, November 26th. Just a reminder, town council offices are closed on Thursday and Friday for the Thanksgiving holiday, and trash is pushed back one day. So if you normally pull out your can tonight for Thursday pickup, just go ahead and wait a day and take that out tomorrow. A couple other housekeeping things. We are accepting applications for boards and commissions. I don't have the full list in front of me, but every January we have 1 or 2 spots on just about every board and commission. All of the terms are staggered, and these are filled by residents of the town. But they are civilian oversight, citizen oversight boards. And so if you are interested in working with the town, giving back something to your community, we have openings on the park board, public safety board, utility board, economic development. And some of these folks that their terms have expired, they've indicated that, hey, I'd like to stick around. Still throw in your application. We every once in a while, I think this year we have 2 folks that have or are in the process of moving. So just because a term is 3 or 4 years long, these are volunteer positions, and so as things change, we're always looking for people to fill these boards and commissions. Some of them have political requirements, meaning on a board of 5 members, no more than 3 can be a member of the same party. So if our utility board, for example, I believe we have 3 Democrats and 2 Republicans. I think that's how that's laid out. So for those applying, we have to keep those ratios in there. So if you are a member of one party and you apply, and we reach back out to you and say, hey, we need a Democrat for this position, or we need a Republican for this position, we will still keep your resume on hand, because again, who knows how things change throughout the year. Most of these positions are voted on by the council. We will. I don't know that we've decided on this, but we'll either vote on it here at the December meeting or at the first meeting in January. But again, taking applications for board and commission appointments, Dave and his staff would like those in by December 5th. That way they have some time to review those and get those to the council, so we can make our decisions. I want to talk about, because this is Dave and I, we were talking, we don't know what the December show is going to look like, because the December show is technically scheduled for Christmas Eve, but since we are both big children, we may be in full Christmas mode for that. So we may work with WJOB to move that around. But in case we don't, some of the stuff we want to talk about today is, this can be our holiday episode. We can do that. So we have a couple of park activities coming up with our Run Rudolph, which is on Thursday, December 4th, ages 7 to 10 at Central Park. This is from our park director, Justin Gerbic, who, him and his staff, they're planning a lot of great events for folks. Participants will receive a pair of antlers for a run as they... Now, Dave, I just copy and pasted this from whatever Justin sent us.
Oh, boy.
So I think this is something new they're planning, and I think I just want to go watch. Participants will receive a pair of antlers as they run. For the run, as they imagine themselves in Rudolph's shoes for an evening with a quick run around Central Park, the Central Park walking path. After they run, they'll go indoors for some hot cocoa and a snack. So that sounds like a lot of fun for ages 7 to 10. For ages 2 to 7, the following Sunday, December 7th, we have our candy cane hunt at Plum Creek Center. And for the first of the year on Friday, January 2nd, we have a Winter Wonderland Day Camp for ages 5 to 9 at the Plum Creek Center. I'm going to throw it to you, Dave, because I've spoke a lot. The big thing, one of the big things we've got going on in town is our Christmas tree lighting. And can you and your staff are really heavy in planning that. Could you tell us what we've got going on?
Sure. Great event coming up. We've done it now for many, many years. Started at the town hall. We call it the tree lighting or Christmas lights or Santa's coming to town, whatever you want to call it. But our tree lighting event will be December 5th, Friday, 6 p.m. at the Central Park. Big 85-foot Christmas tree. The Central Park Fire Station will house Santa for the evening. So I would arrive before 6 o'clock. Santa will be delivered via fire truck right at 6 p.m. He will then participate in lighting the tree, and we'll go indoors to the fire station for some pictures and some hot chocolate and treats with Santa for the event. It's usually a real big draw. It's been cold in the years past. We've added the indoor option last year, which turned out to be great and made the event a little bit bigger. People stayed a little longer, so we're expecting bigger numbers this year. But come out on Friday, December 5th, 6 p.m. sharp. Santa will be dropped off by a fire truck, and the tree will be lit. And then the tree will stay lit throughout the season, so make sure you drive by. I know we've huge feedback last year. You could see the giant LED Christmas tree from Calumet Avenue.
I think I'm like 98% confident on this that it is the biggest light up tree in Lake County. I think If anyone out there is listening or watching now or in the future, if you've got one bigger than 85 feet, let me know. I would love to go see it. But um, it was so. It really was awesome last year. As we do these things in the community, that we were just talking about leaf pickup and police and fires, everything that we're obligated and required to provide as a municipality. Occasionally, there are things that we can do that just make Dyer the best place to live. And last year, when we had this tree up for the first time, there was hardly a day that went by that I didn't see folks with their families driving around the little circle drive there to take pictures with it. It's a lot of fun. So, like Dave said, it starts at 6, but I think that's when Santa thereabouts flips the switch. So get there a little early. On the north side of Central Park, right off of 213th, is the large parking lot for the softball fields there. Kids just love. You can hear them. I can hear them in my head now. They all love screaming and laughing when they see Santa pull up on the fire truck. That's such a cool event. And we have a lot of volunteers that really try to make the inside look like a winter wonderland. We got volunteers again that pass out. Last year was cookies and hot chocolate. I think they're going to do the same thing this year. And Santa will be there, and lots of picture opportunities for the family. Great way to kick off the Christmas season to do the tree lighting.
No, it's a big collaboration. I mean, there's a lot of people there helping out from various town departments. Our office, takes the lead and the decoration's done and puts a lot of time to it. And we appreciate the fire staff for letting us take over the firehouse for a little bit. Volunteers come out, and it's a great time. It is really something to come out to if you haven't.
So show up early. The next Christmas thing that I want to talk about, and I'll throw it back to you. This is something that I really love. It combines my two most favorite things, and that is Christmas and fireworks. So if you want to tell folks about maybe when we started that, why we started that, and how we're continuing that.
Yeah, so 2021 was the first year we had an opportunity to host a fireworks show for Christmas Eve. It came very last minute. There was apparently a cancellation in an event already put a lot of work into it, and so the company said, I got an event for you. All you got to do is say yes, and we'll make it work. And we absolutely, with open arms, said yes, and made it work on Christmas Eve. It's turned out to be a pretty decent event. There's a lot of people that come back to town for the holidays and seem to find a way to get their eyeball on some of those fireworks starting at 7 p.m. on Christmas Eve. So we've had people out there in nicer weather that pull in the Central Park parking lot. First couple years it was at Pheasant Hills, so definitely enough space out there if you want to come out and watch it in person, or if you just drive down Calumet Avenue or look out your porch if you live close by.
We on another show here on WJOB, the morning show that Chuck and I do on Mondays, we were talking about it, and I think it was Chuck who said, and I think he's listening now because he texted me he wants some antlers from the antler run, but I believe he coined this term. He said, "So is this like tailgating for Christmas?"
Yeah,
and because we've seen that there are folks come and they will then I saw an inflatable or two last year that they'll plug into an inverter in their car and they'll decorate their they'll put lights around their car. Last year there was we did it and we ran into a couple other folks that did. They were walking around passing out candy canes, and it really is turning into a community event that sometimes it's odd how things start, but now we are in our our fourth or fifth year doing this, that it's now becoming a tradition that Dyer has Christmas Eve fireworks. Something that you've always said, Dave, is that when the little kids are asking, you say, well, this is how we let Santa know where Dyer is, and we do the fireworks, and kids just get so excited for that, and it is the perfect time. It's 7 o'clock. at this point, again, painting with a broad brush, most people are done eating by 7. But if you've got a kid who's geared up for Santa, they're not going to bed at 7. So come on out to Central Park on Christmas Eve, and I don't know that I want to say tailgate for Christmas, because I don't know what that, I say that now, and by 3 o'clock we'll see people out there setting up grills, and that, which
is all right.
I'm okay with that. I'm one of 5 on the council, but I don't have a problem with that, because I think it's a great way for the community to get together.
Weather plays such a main factor in that. If it's a nice night, I could definitely see a football being tossed around at the tailgate.
And that's perfectly fine. I mean, what a great way for the community to come together. It's such a special time of the year and on the calendar. Christmas Eve fireworks, Central Park, 7 o'clock is when they shoot off. So show up a little early. If you've got some. Christmas decorations. I don't even know what I want to say to people. I just come out and enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. One thing that I notice here that I don't know that I notice at other places, and it could be, is when the fireworks are done, everybody honks their horns for a while, and I don't know why. And maybe if you see me out at shopping around Dyer, see me, let me know if that's something common that happens when you go see fireworks. I just, for as much as I like fireworks, maybe I'm not in a car all the time when I see them, but people are just, they all honk. It is fun. It's a really fun time. So, again, something that I believe, contributes to making Dyer one of the best places to live is just some of these community activities.
Well, we're kind of the big little town. There's a lot of things that we do that takes a lot of manpower, a lot of time, a lot of effort, that some small towns don't do. We've had great success with it, and it's one of the things that sets us off as a different community. So we need to keep doing this stuff. We need to keep doing different things. We're trying to bring people to Central Park for things not just sports related, and this is one of the events that gets people out there. Some of them, that's the only time they get to Central Park is to come see the fireworks, and then it's like, oh boy, I didn't realize there was a nice war memorial over there in the corner, or a new parking lot, or a pavilion. So.
And we've got about 5 minutes left here with the Town of Dyer show. This is being broadcast on November 26th, but as it gets replayed here over the next week or so, it's the day before Thanksgiving, and our town manager Dave Hein was just speaking about some of the amenities that we have in Central Park. We had a pretty big event on Monday. And it was big in symbolic terms. And again, Dave, I'm perfectly happy to throw this back to you. This was something that, as a to use the buzzword collaboration, has been tossed around every facet of the town of Dyer. All the employees have had some type of handle on this. We had our groundbreaking for the amphitheater that's going up. So do you want to tell folks, I know the last show we talked about that. We've been talking about this a lot, both on this show, on social media, as we're out speaking with the community. But I think it's just a testament to how excited we are for this. And this is going to be a big thing for Dyer. And each time we cross a really important bridge to getting this done, we're excited to talk about it. So, Dave, do you want to talk about the groundbreaking from Monday?
Yeah, it was a great event. Like you just said, monumental. We, as a group, I think this council as a group came in 2020, 2021. I started over there in 2021 as well, and I think the common theme was, we need something to finish off Central Park and that Calumet Avenue area. We've gotten some great interest in some developments that'll be breaking here soon for Calumet Avenue, but Central Park kind of just needed that closing touch, and I think a legacy project came forth of, we need something where we can host some concerts in the park on an official basis. We need something where our fest can be there and not have a trailer for the band. And one of the first things that came out of the group of council was, let's get some type of concert band shell amphitheater out there. And this kind of is the first step of getting it done. I came together with a great design. The council came forth and supported it wholeheartedly. And by end of May of 2026, we'll have our our outdoor stage so that we can have concerts out there, which is just in time for our fest.
And that'll be so exciting for us in town. Our assistant town manager, who is probably watching this now but doesn't like his name to be out there. He's just a shy fella, Frank Jackham. He has a phrase that I always like, and that is to right size. And so this isn't a, we're not building some Tinley Park, Credit Union 1 amphitheater. I mean, this is the right size for what we want to have here in Dyer. I think what the residents have asked for. We made it to a size where, say, the Northwest Indiana Symphony could come and we could do those, symphony on the lawn nights that you see in larger communities like Crown Point. But then it's also a size and a design where if you've got a church theater group, or any of the schools have their theater groups or band groups, we can host those type of events too. And I really think it's going to be a great community center. Yep. We have we called it Central Park because we're not like a Griffith or a Crown Point where we have a town square where it's completely obvious where people would gather to, but we have Central Park, and then that's our hub of activity. I think we found, you had spoke about, putting some of the finishing touches on Central Park. When I came into office in 2019, 2020, we were looking at some of the plans, and plans from 15 years ago had every square inch of that place covered with things. And aside from it being extremely expensive, once we started having Summerfest there, we kind of realized that you can't put anything on the south end because that's where we'd like people to park. We want convenient parking for folks. We don't want folks to have to park, all over all the different streets around town and walk there. We want a convenient stop for that. And then we found the center area. That's where a lot of our field sports take place. Dyer Kickers has been a great partner with the town, and they hold a lot of events there. And so we want to keep a space for them, while also being able to utilize it for other things. And so we had we had this amphitheater come. Now we originally had it to be an amphitheater and a community event center, but what we decided to do was to break that up into two different phases, just because we also we want to right size this, as Frank Jackham would say, that we didn't want to have to bond out for this. We didn't want to have to put the financial pressure on taxpayers for the next 10, 15, 20 years. We wanted to pay cash for it. And the only way that we could do that and get what we felt we were interested in, what the residents were looking for, what the community and the region was looking for, was to spread this out over 2 construction seasons instead of just 1. So a lot of great things coming to Central Park. We don't have a name for it yet. I'm a big proponent of we're going to have to find a name for it. I've got a few ideas that I like, but just again is a gathering place. We've got Central Park, and it's, something for that area. So stay tuned for that. We'll have some pretty good ideas. And with that, I think we're coming up on the 9 o'clock hour. Again, this is the Town of Dyer Show, recorded on November 26th, broadcast then. I know that Lynette and Jed and Adriana and all you folks are going to play this a dozen times over the next 2 weeks to get this word out here. But again, for those of you listening right now, trash pickup is pushed back for a day. Board and commission applications by the 5th. Check out our website and our Facebook page for our park activities. And if nothing else, we will see you on Friday, December 5th for our tree lighting at Central Park. Got anything else, Dave?
Nope. Make sure you happy Thanksgiving to all, and everybody's deservingly of some time off here in our office. So the office will be closed Thursday and Friday.
Sounds good. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a good week.